Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome around the globe to Kangen Water Radio, featuring the Kangen Water Health and Information International Call, where we consider, clarify, and often correct the conventional wisdom around Kangen water technology, the different machines, the science behind water types and uses, the benefits of the Kangen water, the testing process, the maintenance and cleaning of the machines, and much, much more. We also explore a plethora of other topics as we teach, promote, and discuss the three-pronged approach to health and wellness: hydration, detoxification, and complete macro and micronutrition. I'm family physician Dr. Lisa Battle Singletary, now retired, now your virtual keto coach. And I will be joined by my co-host and fearless leader, Mr. Terrence Hope, the Magic 6A distributor extraordinaire. And together, we bring you the best of both worlds. Can you believe it? This is call number 414. And we're ending the first week of August. It is amazing just how quickly not only the year is passing by, but just how quickly we are putting new content into the call. I hesitated because I do not see our host in the room, and he was going to go first in giving our content today, but I think I'm going to have to trust that he will join us again. He was in here, so maybe he got kicked out or something. So we will carry on with our subject today, which, as you know, I love talking about the body in general, but I love talking about the immune system. And I introduced one of the immune system cells on the last call. This cell was called the macrophage, the big eater of the immune system. And today, we're gonna not really feature the macrophage, but we're gonna talk, but he'll be here, he'll be making several appearances in our discussion today. Today, I'm going to talk about the special forces of the immune system. Now, what do I mean by that? Why don't I jump in? I think I can find the PowerPoint I want to use today. Let's try this. Okay, I hope you can see the PowerPoint. So immune system special forces, how your body targets the bad guys. So your immune system is in layers. I've used, and I'll give you the previous calls where I've discussed the immune system in the past, but I've used the analogy of defending a castle. And that I love the analogy because the castle has the moat, and it's got the drawbridge, it's got the archers on the wall, it's got all kinds of defenses. And you can think of your body the same way. And your immune system is a very, very complex system of defenses for your body. And it is defending against pathogens from the outside and also from abnormal cells on the inside. So let's see, what is the next slide? Okay, the slide's a little blurry. It was a smaller image. I couldn't find the original, but when you think about immunity, this is the 30,000 foot view, all the, pulling back all the way. There are two different categories of immunity. There's innate immunity, That's the immunity you're born with. And then there's adaptive or acquired immunity. And that's immunity that comes to you after your birth. Now, the innate immunity is in 3 categories. Some people call it 2 categories, but your physical barriers, your chemical barriers, and your cell defenders. Adaptive immunity is in 2 categories. Your active immunity, which your body actually makes the immune substances, antibodies primarily, and your passive immunity. That's when either through breastfeeding, you get antibodies from the mother, or like when we give rabies shots, after an exposure, the what we're actually giving is antibodies to rabies that have been developed somewhere else. Active immunity can be natural, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about 2 forms of natural immunity, or it can be stimulated by a vaccination. So that is really the overview of the entire immune system. Now let's narrow that down a little bit. So remember, innate immune is what we're born with. Adaptive or acquired immune is what happens, or after we're born, what we're exposed to and how our body responds. And I'm going to put this PowerPoint in our call resources, so you will be able to spend a little time, and if you want to, and look at the differences, the semantic feature differences in between innate and adaptive immunity. But like I said, we're just doing an overview because we want to get to a really cool topic. So I'm gonna leave the wording for that later. Now this is a chart. We're gonna see a similar chart a little later, but this is a chart where, okay, let's say that a pathogen invades, or at least is trying to invade, and it stimulates your innate immunity. So if initially you're gonna have, like we said, the barriers, the mucus, and then if it gets past those, if it gets past the skin, or it gets past the mucous membranes, then it's going to stimulate your non-specific immune cells, your white blood cells, your polymorphonucleocytes, your macrophages, right? And so over time, the maximum response of your innate immunity happens very quickly. But if the pathogen is not completely cleared by your innate immune system, then your adaptive immunity, these are your special forces, get triggered. And you'll see for the first exposure of the special forces to this particular pathogen, it takes some time. And we're going to show you why it takes time. But here's an amazing thing: that after your immune system has done all the work, kicked in, cleared the pathogen out, it holds the memory of that pathogen, of that enemy. And so there's going to be, let's see, was that you, Mr. Hope?
No, that wasn't me. Not that I know.
Oh, okay. So maybe you could look at who needs to be muted. Thanks. So that enemy, if it comes back again, this time lapse is not going to be there. And I'll show you a chart that gives you an indication of that. Okay. So here's a pathogen trying to get in. It's got to pass through the physical and biological barriers, like I said, skin, mucous membrane, the cilia in your respiratory system that beat, they call it the mucus elevator. That, that's why in the morning, a lot of people will cough, especially smokers, right? Because the cilia are beating all of that gunk up. Body temperature, getting a fever is part of your defense. And pH. Once, if the pathogen passes through or is able to overcome the physical barriers, then it is going to run into your innate immune cells. You're born with all this. They're there all the time, ready to defend. And as you know, you get a splinter, you get a cut or something, very rapidly pus will develop. Well, a big portion of that pus, that fluid, that inflammatory response is these cells of your innate immune system. But if they don't completely do the job, they will send out a warning or send out an SOS to your special forces, your adaptive immunity. And your adaptive immunity is in two different categories. If we look at the top, your adaptive immunity is based on cells. So your T helper cells and your cytotoxic T cells. Let me tell you, this is a very, very simplified version of what's going on, but I just want you to maybe get a little understanding of the wonder of the immune system and how it's important it is to nourish, support, detox your body so that your immune system has full function. In the bottom of the bottom half, your special forces, you see these little Y structures, those are called antibodies. And so your adaptive immunity, your special forces can be cellular mediated or antibody mediated. So let's look at what happens with the antibodies first. All right, so antigens, these are the bad guys, the pathogens. These are the, let's say there's a bug flowing around. And this is your antibody mediated. Another way of thinking of the antibody mediated is your humoral immune system. So this is what's happening in the tissues, in the fluids of your bodies, in your bloodstream, in the extracellular fluid, right? These pathogens, these antigens here have not penetrated into the cell. So your humoral immunity or your antibody mediated immunity happens extracellularly. And it happens because of receptors on the cells that can tell, oh, this does not belong. We've got to do something to get rid of it. And through an amazing process, your B lymphocytes, with the help of a T helper cell, are activated and then become plasma cells. And plasma cells are antibody manufacturing plants. And their main job is to pump out antibodies against this specific pathogen. And when the plasma cell, when the B lymphocyte is activated and starts multiplying to become plasma cells, it also makes memory cells that are stored in your body just in case this same pathogen tries to come back again. It is an amazing, amazing process. So that is your humoral or your extracellular immunity. And what do the antibodies do? They see they see antigens on the coat of the pathogen. So the bacterial cell will have these proteins, glycoproteins, and the antibody is specific. You see, this is a triangle shape, and of course, they're much more complex than triangles, but the triangle shape antigen attracts the antibody with the triangle shape. And so the antibody fits like a lock or a glove over a hand, and attaches or binds to that antigen. Here's a different shape antigen. And so this is a different antibody that attaches to this shape. So your antibodies are specific. And that's why I call them special forces. They're specific for a particular antigen. And what happens, lots of things can happen once the antibodies attach to the bacteria or to the invading pathogens. They can cause clumping. They can cause the bacteria to disintegrate. It can drill holes. It can cause holes to be drilled into the bacterial wall. And it also can make these bacteria very, very tasty, let's say, for the macrophage, the macrophage cells, the big eaters. This is like an all-night diner sign flashing, saying, come over and eat this. So the antibodies have multiple ways of clearing the bacterial or the pathogenic invader. So let's take a look. This is two different charts, and we're going to show the timing of primary and secondary or tertiary, quaternary, on and on and on to infinity. So we've got on the left-hand side, the first exposure. So at time 0, the immune system is attacked. And it takes, for the maximum amount of antibody, so the peak of this blue area, it takes about 10 days to get to the maximum. Now, what's been happening all this time? All this time, your white blood cell, your white blood cells are, they're all white blood cells. That's what I'm trying to say. So your polymorphonucleocytes, your neutrophils, your eosinophils, your basophils, all of your other immune system players that are part of your innate immune system, they've been working all this time to try to clear this pathogen. But when they rang the SOS bell and said, we need help from special forces, that's when the B cells get activated and they start pumping out these antibodies. So like I said, about 10 days maximum, and then it will drop off, but the memory cell is there. So right here, we have a repeat infection. The next time, the secondary exposure, the second exposure, the memory cell is there. And look at what happens. In half the time, basically, you've reached maximum antibody production and you reach more antibody production than the first exposure. That's because these memory B cells are already lying in wait. And you know what? It is amazing that your body has millions of colonies of memory B cells just waiting for an infection. And, you know, when I used to take care of children and when I did pediatrics, and, you know, parents would come and they were trying to keep their kids' hands clean and keep them from touching this. I was like, look, let them touch stuff, let them eat dirt, let them, because every time they do, they're getting more and more memory cells so that their immune systems are ready for mounting a response to pathogens. So that was the humoral immunity. That was the extracellular, or the immunity in the blood and in the extracellular fluid. But what happens if a pathogen gets into a cell? So it's passed through all of the other defenses and it actually penetrates a cell. Well, again, a very, very complex process. But in general, we can say that that intracellular pathogen, it actually starts to kill the cell. And that triggers a whole nother response from the immune system that will attack the sick cell, whether it's from a virus getting in or whether it's from cancer that develops from abnormal DNA. When that cell is noted by the immune system to be abnormal, then the cellular immune system attacks. And that's when we see, again, macrophages. They're huge in clearing the body of these abnormal cells, but also our natural killer cells become activated. And also another cell name that I like, the cytotoxic cell, the cytotoxic T cell, that is, again, special forces. It is designed, or it is trained by the abnormal cell to seek it out and to destroy it. So our immune system is absolutely amazing. And so it's been, I'll show you later on which calls that we've done before that we did the immune system series. And I talked a little bit more about the castle analogy, which I love, I really do. But I was very pleased to bring you our special forces today. But the main message is, with any army or any military detachment, they're going to need supplies, right? They're going to need hydration. They're going to need detoxification. They're going to need complete nutrition, or else they're not going to be able to function fully. Your body does a lot with what you give it, but you give it the full three-pronged approach, and that's how we can nourish and support your immune system. So we're going to have some nourishment and support on the call, because I'm happy to bring to the call our leader, Mr. Terrence Hope, an Enagic 6-day distributor extraordinaire. Mr. Hope, are you with us today, sir?
Mademoiselle, in fact, I am. and here I am. Hopefully I can be heard. My computer has been a bit sputtery today and making a lot of sounds and so forth. It informed me I've got too many apps open, so I'm trying to show too much content today, I suppose. So is it easy to hear me now? Is it clear and without sputtering?
Absolutely clear.
Oh, amen. All has been clear. You know, you look beautiful today, I must add. You know, I'm sure everyone is observing and sees that as well. And thank you so much for the information you provide. I mean, it's so great. Now, maybe I have now become the geek. Maybe I have become a nerd. I don't know. But I love biochemistry. And I love learning about the way the immune system functions, the actual action involved down to the details. And there's such a thirst in me. It's like the deer panting for the word of God as I read my Bible. But you know, as like when I hear it, I get that much more thirst to go deeper into it. We all know that we have an immune system. We all know that our body, well, those who are hearing about us now know that our body is self-healing. But everyone doesn't necessarily know the details of all these things, yes? And so now we get to know the detail. And Dr. Singletary, you bring us the details. You know, we can see now, okay, what's going on? I enjoyed your presentation on the kidney failure. And for those who might be new to the call today, we've talked about kidney function, cell function of many kinds. We've talked about the mechanisms of disease. We've talked about the cancer cells metabolism. Dr. Singletary has gone through many subject matters and the value of them, the love you provide in bringing that to us, and the information that we're able to glean so we can understand our body better is insurmountably valuable, and we're all very thankful. You know, here we are on the Kangen Water Health and Information Call for those who are here for the first time on our program platform known as Kangen Water Radio, where we want to express, explain, give details on the Kangen water machines, and as Dr. Singletary is doing for us, providing you the details on the body, the cell function, the organ function. You know, what is this immune system we talk about all the time? And we are very grateful and what's the word? Fortunate is the word, to have Dr. Singletary here with us, board certified physician who is now retired, giving her time now to the nutrition, hydration, detoxification, the immune system, and how we can in many ways naturally approach our health. With her background in medicine, we're getting what we coined at one time the best of both worlds, seeing what's going on in the what they call the allopathic side of medicine, and seeing what's going on the nutrition approach to your immune strength and health improvements. So we are fortunate, we are glad, and we are happy. Welcome everyone to Kangen Water Nation and our program here with Dr. Lisa Singletary, MD. So today I'm going to speak just briefly on the subject matter, of course, of Kangen water, give you some details about how the machines work, what they are, and how they can be used towards having a healthier water and perhaps even a healthier body. We're very fortunate Dr. Singletary has brought us information that now gives us more details about the immune system. And I'll begin just very briefly at the beginning. So where are we? We are here. What is Kangen water? Yes, here's our motto: change your water, change your life. Because when you drink Kangen water, you have the opportunity to, well, have a better water. And having a better water can give you a better life, yes? There we are, 1, 2, 3. So here is one of our Kangen water machines. This machine is known as the SD501 Kangen water machine unit. It is our 7-plate electrolyzer, as what the Kangen water machines are, electrolysis water devices. It produces 7 levels of water, including the 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5 Kangen water, what's known as well the clean water, which is a neutral pH water. The acidic water, also known as beauty water, which is for our skin and for our hair. The strong Kangen water, also known as 11.5 pH, not for drinking. You soak your foods in this water, your fruits, your vegetables, your chicken, fish, meat. It will pull toxins out of your food. I refer to it oftentimes also as a very high modified, what do you call that? Koshering process. Because we know when we kosher our foods, particularly in the Jewish traditions and some of the other traditions in the Middle East, we put food in salt water so that it draws out contaminants out of the food, yeah? Kangen water is hyper on that level with its strong 11.5 water, which draws out pesticides that are oil-based off of your fruits and vegetables and will pull toxicity out of your chicken, fish, meat, and so forth. The last setting on the machine here, strong acid water. Strong acid water is a 2.5 pH water. It is a medical grade hypochlorous acid, and it can be used to kill bacteria, mold, viruses. You can put it in spray bottles and spray surfaces. And these days, when people are concerned about germs and viruses and so forth, this is a good water to have for sterilizing your home. You can sterilize with hand sanitizer, you can use the strong acid water to sanitize with our strong acid water. Yep. So this is our K8 machine, also known as the Kangen 8 machine. It is an 8-plate electrolyzer. It is now our top level machine. The SD501, the K8 have a 1-plate difference on their electrical circuit. The more plates you have, the stronger the antioxidant effect of the water. The K8 has some special features like a universal power supply system that will allow your body to, that will allow you to take the machine to any country in the world, plug it into any electrical socket, and without using a power converter, it'll work automatically. So it's very popular, but either machine will do as far as your health benefits. If you need the special features of the K8, you buy the K8. If you want maybe to save a little money and get all the health benefits you need for health impact, you get the SD501. The choice is then yours. What is Kangen water? Kangen water in science is known as an electrolyzed reduced water. Electrolyzed reduced water. The water is produced in a process where electricity hits water. So we've got water in direct contact with electricity, yes? So here's our water, H2O. We're going to hit that with electricity. Crack a jackal, I'll say today, crack a pow. And when lightning even hits a body of water in nature, like a lake or a pond or a stream or, so forth, oceans, it'll actually cause electrolysis to occur. So you'll get the production of antioxidant ions, molecular hydrogen, active hydrogen, all these elements that will cause an antioxidant effect when you drink the water, yeah? This is our process known as electrolysis. Electrolysis is the process where electricity comes in contact with water and produces antioxidant ions. So this is a cross section of what's happening inside of our Kangen water machines. Nice slide. There are some references regarding electrolyzed reduced water, or as this publication states it as an ERW, electrolyzed reduced water, and the various antioxidant ions that are produced. It talks about here mineral nanoparticles sustain reduction energy because they gradually disassociate to mineral ions releasing electrons. Mineral nanoparticles directly scavenge O2, OH, and so you can read up on the different antioxidants that are produced, the ions that are produced in the electrolysis process in our Kangen water machines. Our Kangen water machines in science are best known as electrolysis water devices, and they produce what's known as an electrolyzed reduced water. Yeah, your body is self-healing. Dr. Singletary just went over details, aspects of your immune system, how the body has a primary immune system, how it has a developing, how does she term it? Oh, Dr. Singletary, what's the term you used? But you have different stages of the immune system that activate to protect the body. I'm giving you an illustration here of the animals in the wild. Most you'll see these throughout the UK, throughout the United States, the deer, the elk, the foxes, the squirrels, the rabbits, the other parts of the world, lions, tigers, and bears, right? Rhino in Africa. Notice how all of these animals don't have the chronic illnesses that humans have. And one can say, oh, well, they do have a different physiology. Well, we actually study them in science to see what effects various types of issues can have on them, because there's a relationship between, of course, animals and humans, which are animals that we call human, yeah? So one can say that they're different, but one thing we know for sure, that they eat produce and protein, fruits, vegetables, grains, flowers, so forth and so on. Protein, which is each other. Like we do, we eat, of course, animals and fish, right? Humans are eating what? Candies, Snickers bars, and junk foods of many kinds, McDonald's and Burger King, and fast foods and fried foods. And, from the age of 2 years old, we ingest so many things that are more entertainment items for consumption, but not necessarily actually nutritious food. There's Twizzlers and Skittles and Sprite and Coca-Cola and McDonald's, like I mentioned before, that we can't quite necessarily qualify as food because we're not really sure what that really is, yeah? So all these substances that we take into our bodies that I term to be called edible matter aren't necessarily nutritious, and they're not. So we're taking in many things that do not give our body the nutrition that we need for its full function. The animals in the wild, they only eat those things that are designed for their bodies. Notice there's zero obesity among the deer population, or the elk, or the foxes. All of them are exactly the same size. None of these animals are running to any dialysis centers to get their blood flushed. Yeah? Why? They never even go to a doctor. Why? Because the body is self-healing. Ours is the same if we give it proper nutrition, proper hydration, and of course, in our case, the need for detoxification, because we take in so many high toxins. Yeah. So now, you know your body to be self-healing at the surface of the skin. If you get a scratch on the finger or a boo-boo on the hand or the elbow, mama will come and put a Band-Aid on you just to keep the area clean, so that while the skin heals itself, it heals, without a lot of bacteria. So we are familiar with the fact and accustomed to the understanding that our body is self-healing. Where? The surface of the skin. Oh, I've got a scratch. Let me put something on that. I'll wait a few days, see how it heals. Hope it doesn't leave a scar, but we always know it's going to heal because we know the skin heals itself, yeah? Down to the depths of the bones. If there's a fracture in the bone, which can be hairline or deeper, or a full break, which would be horribly unfortunate, we know that a cast is put on the bone to keep it still, keep it together, so that as it heals itself, it heals evenly, yeah? So we're well aware that from the surface of the skin to the depths of the bones, the body is self-healing. But we're not as akin to the fact that that same self-healing ability continues right down to the cellular level, as Dr. Singletary is showing what goes on inside your immune system. As long as you've got full nutrition, your body does not work in a vacuum. Your body does not function without the need for nutrition. One might say, well, pharmaceuticals have certain effects in the body that can help you heal. Maybe the case, but your immune system is first and foremost vital for your body to do its function. Listen, you get hungry, yes? And then you get hungry, you go eat. You drink some water, you take what your body needs. Guess what? All the cells in your body involved with the immune system, they get hungry too. So you have to feed them, and they need specific nutrients to do their job. So we want to make sure that the body has full nutrition and that you're detoxing and you got proper hydration, yes? So the body can be very toxic. I get this illustration of a fish tank. If anyone is a pet owner of fish, you know that these tanks must be filtered, cleaned out, yeah? Because if toxin buildup occurs, takes up all the oxygen and the fish will not do well. The body is the same way. It can have toxicity. We must be able to flush and detox so we stay healthy. Here's an illustration of the organs in the body, the pH ranges that occur. So you may have often heard that Kangen water has been referred to as alkaline water. The understanding that has been perpetuated that the body is alkaline. Eat alkaline foods, drink alkaline water, and you'll be healthy. It's not quite accurate, although it was very well-meaning. The body is not entirely alkaline. Different organs in your body are actually acidic and must be acidic to be healthy. You've been known to eat things like oranges and lemons and limes and tomatoes that are all known to be acidic, yes? the body is not depending on the pH of the food that you eat to regulate its pH. The body regulates its own internal pH. Watch this. The stomach is acidic. So if we look here, where's the stomach? Gastric secretions, 1.0 to 3.5, pointing to the stomach area. Look over here, the small intestines, the large intestines, 4.0 to 7.0. That's the acidic range, isn't it? Yes, it is. So there are parts of the body that are very acidic. For women, the reproductive system is more acidic. Look here, the urine, 4.5 in the acidic range to 8.0. That could be alkaline. A large range from acidic to alkaline, yeah? The bloodstream, more alkaline, 7.4 to 7.45. So what are we seeing here? pH values of the human body, the importance of the different pHs in different organs, and the body regulates that on its own. It doesn't wait for you to handle that. It doesn't wait, oh, I haven't had any alkaline food. I can't be alkaline in my alkaline organs. Wait, I haven't had an orange or grapefruit. I can't be acidic in my acidic organs. That's not how it works. Or as the kids say, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Yeah. The body is self-regulating. It'll keep all the organs in their pH range. As long as you've got proper nutrition for the body to do its job. It'll take acidic foods and convert that into energy and use it as it will to make the body pH balanced. It'll take alkaline foods as well, convert that to energy and use it as well to keep your body in the pH range where it needs to be. So no alkaline necessity, you're avoiding toxicity. Maybe that's where the confusion came. You don't realize it's toxins you have to avoid. Toxins can be more on the acidic side. Toxins can also be alkaline. Your body can become too alkaline, yeah? And you become cell dysfunction. So what does it say? It says, fluids in the human body function to provide digestion, lubrication, nutrient and oxygen transportation, and protection. To perform these functions, the acidic levels must be varied. To match the bodily function, overall levels of acidity or alkalinity are a measure of pH scale and must be carefully controlled in each body fluid or each organ. So the body takes care of that, all right? Just for clarification, your body is mostly water. The kind of water that's in your body makes a difference. If you have a strong water, like a antioxidant water, like Kangen is, as an electrolyzed reduced water, you'll have water in all the cells of the body that can detox, hydrate you better, and give you energy. There are elements in the Kangen water known as molecular hydrogen, other aspects that will actually create energy production, be converted into ATP by the cells. So just a few items for us to understand what the Kangen water machines are, how they work within the body. That Kangen water is electrolyzed reduced water, and the details you want to know in order to have a water that's healthy and understand more about it. Yeah. So I'll end with that little summary, and go back to Dr. Singletary. And of course, if anyone has questions, Q&A, we can take. This is a great time we're about to go into. Ask live questions worldwide. Good to see folks here from the UK, here in New Jersey. I saw someone from Africa. So we're well represented worldwide. Glad to have you all aboard. Welcome to Kangen Water Nation. Dr. Singletary.
Thank you, Mr. Hope. Thank you for that wonderful information on Kangen water. I love the fish bowl analogy. In fact, I use that analogy for, well, let me back up. I used a term during my portion that I didn't explain, I don't think. And that term was interstitial fluid. And when you think of the fish bowl, if you think of the fish as your body cells actually swim in a fluid, and that is your interstitial fluid. It's a very small amount between cells, but that is where the nutrients are exchanged. If they don't get, if they don't have a direct transport into the cell, they're engulfed by the cell, or but that's like the driveway of, if the cell was a house, your interstitial fluid is the driveway, and the groceries have to get from the car into the house, and that's cell transport. That's another topic. But the pond or the fluid in the fishbowl is, in the analogy, your interstitial fluid. So it's outside of the cell. Now the cell has fluid inside it as well. That's your cytoplasm and all the wonderful things that go on in there. And when we talk about oxidative stress, and your body makes antioxidants. And so the analogy you talked about, cleaning the fish bowl, the analogy, or the aquarium, for in our bodies, glutathione is one of our prime antioxidants. That's like the filter of the aquarium or the fish bowl. And the mineral selenium recharges glutathione so it can continue to function. And so selenium is like the cleaning the filter of the motor. And I don't know why this stuck with me so much. Maybe because I think my first job was as a lifeguard, and we had to clean the pool. We had to take care of the filters and use the diatomaceous earth, and I learned all kinds of stuff. And so I think that stuck with me. And so I really get a lot of enjoyment every time you use that analogy. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I also want to let people know, maybe this is a good time. Listen, raise your hands if you have a question, or you can type it into the chat. Mr. Hope, I don't know if you can see the Facebook chat. I can't. So I'll trust you to keep an eye on that. But I do want to show some of our previous calls. So let's see, do I have it up here? Yeah, I think this is it. Yes. Okay, so can you see my screen, Mr. Hope?
Yes.
Awesome. So we're on page 20 of our call topics log. And like I said, the last call was meet the mighty macrophage. That was an introduction to some of the players of the immune system. But if we go back to calls, where did I do that? So we had a good one on blood and the lymphatic system, which is intimately tied to the immune system. The gut microbiome and the immune system, that was call number 38. The blood and lymphatics led us into our 5-step cycle of cancer series. That was a really, I think, good call. But our immune system series was calls number 75 through 79. And I really talked, actually, it says defending the castle on 75, but I think I really got into the castle more in 76. I have to go back and review that. But, our immune system is, I would say the importance of the immune system can't be overestimated. So just want to give you an idea. And also in preparing for this call, well, I enjoyed preparing for this call, but I watched a lot of videos that I had used when I taught anatomy and physiology, and some new ones that have shown up on the internet. And there are 3 of them that really stuck out to me, and I will include them in the call resources. So when you if you want to go to the replay, you go to YouTube, you search Kangen Water Radio, and pull up whatever video you would like. The last video about the macrophage had a picture of Pac-Man. You inspired that, Mr. Hope. And but just somewhere near the title, if you're on your desktop, it's just below the title. you'll see something that says show more. And that's how you find the call description box. And all of the call resources will be in that box, as well as I'm going to give you some great links for today, from the elementary level all the way up to the more complex diagrams and videos. So I hope you take advantage of that. Like I said, I really enjoyed preparing for the call today.
Yes. Amen.
Also,
Amen.
I don't know, the last call, I did put in the resources some information about foods that support the immune system. And so I'm very happy for that. Okay, Adam's got his hand raised, so welcome to the call. Adam, please feel free to unmute yourself and join us.
Right. Adam's from across the sea.
Hey, good morning.
Well,
good morning.
Evening to you, and it's afternoon to us. So I think you're about what, 6:50 p.m. and we're like 1:50 over here. So yeah, good to see you, Adam. Good to hear you.
Yeah, nice to connect with you too. Put a name to the face. And Dr. Singletary as well. Just incredible insights, and I thank you for that. So graciously sharing too. Look, a colleague of yours, Sarah Hill, you may know, she's in the Kangen community, and she brought me onto this path, and I've been looking into it for some time now and financially working towards it. And the reason for it and how I became on this path is I was trapped in a sauna some time ago, and I was told, I put my towel on the door, tried to open the door, and the towel dropped, and basically I inhaled what now comes to light, black mold, some sort of mycotoxin. And I did a mycotoxology, I think they called it a panel test, mycotoxin panel test. And it revealed that I had numerous, mainly profoundly, the black mold. And I've been to Bali and spent some months there trying to get to the bottom of it. Anyway, long story short, it turns out even after all this vegan, vegetarian diet, lots of IVs and different natural therapies, the naturopath basically turned around to me and said, it seems like your cells are locked. And so all of these different nutrients that I'm feeding to the body aren't actually penetrating cells. And she said the reason for that, and I'd like your insights into this, the reason for that and how it ties into Kangen water is that the environment isn't prepared for the cellular dump, for the detox. Even though I've been pushing my body to detox, it's almost as if the environment isn't prepared to transit and exit those toxins from the body. And so therefore my body is protecting itself. I this is just hearsay. I'd just like to know if I'm correct in this. And what I'm told is that the Kangen water will essentially prepare and sort of, let's say, alkaline. I know that's, a term that's battered around loosely, but prepare the environment for the cells to open up, then penetrate the cells, energize the cells, and allow that detoxification process from a fundamental foundation. Do you agree, or do you have any experience of such a case?
Yeah, so Dr. Singletary and I will both make a comment on that. I'll start out with this. So the Kangen water, in its science reference, is known as electrolyzed reduced water. Electrolyzed reduced water. Is it easy to hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So electrolyzed reduced water. So there's a lot of data online under that heading for what its effect on different types of chronic illnesses. But overall, it's an antioxidant water. It causes your body to detox and flush the system. Chemicals are known to lodge within the cells. Other things like mold and so forth, I imagine, can do the same. So you want a regular detoxification process going on. And then when it comes to mold, there will certainly be certain herbs that can be helpful in actually killing mold within the cells within the body. Detoxification along with these herbs should be an assistant. And then there'll be very particular minerals that I and Dr. Singletary would recommend highly to you that would give your cells the full nutrition necessary. You got to feed the immune system so it can do its job. So yes, it's a detoxer, so to remove toxicity. I would say some herbal approaches, which we'll have to look at, get some recommendations on for killing mold, and then full nutrition for that. And something very simple, something we'll recommend that'll be very effective. Now, I do remember that Phil Rutland, our representative there in the UK, sent you some samples of the Kangen water a few times, I think. When you drank that, did you get any detoxification? Did you feel like you were going, like, eliminating better for a little bit while you had it?
No, it was only, I think it was a couple of bottles, maybe a few days worth. No, I didn't have any symptomology of detox. And referring to your herbal suggestions, I mean, if I could suggest, I've spent the best part, and I wish I'd known about Kangen before this journey. I've spent 6 figures on, just specialists inside the system and outside the system, herbs, acupuncturists, neuroscientists, the mycotoxin tests, herbs, just so many different what do you call them? Tinctures, like different things to try. And I don't mean to try for a week. I mean prolonged, almost just such mental fatigue with this now. And so I'm almost reaching a point now where the Kangen machine would be a huge dent in my current financial situation. But at the same time, I'm selling it to myself. But I feel like it should have been the foundation to begin with, along with, as you suggest, the herbal remedies to enable, now the environment's prepared and the cellular oxidation or the oxidative stress, because of the prolonged burden on the body, if you like, would have actually been taken care of at foundational level by the Kangen water, and then assisted, as you say, by the herbs. So I feel like it's a bit back to front, and almost like I have to get the machine and then start over, but with a lot more assistance with the water this time.
I'm going to see how I can help you along the way with all that. And I'm going to spend some time going into some more details, specifically about mold. So I'm going to do some review with some specialists I'm familiar with, and I'm going to come back to you within the next day or so with some answers, and see how I can help you kind of accelerate what you need, so you can get get on your way with the to detox, and let's see about getting this done. Anything that'll work will work quickly. So it should never be a thing where it would take,
exactly. I just haven't found something that works.
Months and a year to get somewhere. So I'm going to work on some things, and then also see what I can do to help you about this machine over there. Are you in London?
Because the other question for you, I'm not. No, I'm 2 hours north of London.
Okay. That's in Manchester or south of Manchester?
A question. The closest city is Lincoln.
Oh, you're in Lincoln. Okay.
Manchester is about equal distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. All right.
Now, with respect to the machines, there's the K8 and the 501, if I'm correct.
Right.
There's about $1,000 of difference, right?
Right. Right.
Do you believe, I'm a little OCD with this, but do you honestly believe that extra plate is something that, in my case, I should put put the money aside and just go all out?
No. There's a one plate difference between the two. Either of them are strong detoxers. K8 is stronger, yes, but do you need that extra plate to actually get an effective detox? No. The K8 specialty is the extra features it has, although it is stronger. Where you might see a stronger impact might be with the strong acid water or the 11.5 water, which is not for drinking. Either of those two machines will give you what you need in terms of impact. And if we're going to detox, it wouldn't necessarily take an extra, plate per se to do that. So the K8 is a great machine, but, I want to make sure I'm being forthright with everyone in terms of, its effectiveness and what you would need. Do you need the extra 8 plate to get a detox? No. Do you need to go lower than 7 plates to get a detox? No. You want to be at least at 7. 8 is also great. So either one are fine, So it's just to maybe in your case, the consistency and perhaps the amount of water you're drinking at a time. The greatest impact I find in using the Kangen water machines is to drink the Kangen at a rate of 1 liter 4 times a day. For the average person, that'll take you to about 1 gallon a day. Some person, now, if you are 125 pounds or what's that in stones, 9 stones or so, then the 4 liters a day is fine. If you're less than stones, then just 75% of your body weight in ounces is good, So some persons, if you weigh less than that, you're going to be at maybe 3 liters a day, but for you, I would say 4 liters. Now, how do you drink it? In the morning, when you first wake up, you're going to drink 1 liter before you eat breakfast, if you eat lunch, before you eat anything, yeah? And you're going to try to finish the 1 liter within a 30-minute period. It sounds like a lot of water to take in, but Kangen's property allows for an easier absorption of the water.
I was just about to suggest that too. I heard that.
Yeah, that's the key. And then repeat that, throughout the day. So I say you first wake up, let's say at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning, you're drinking 1 liter. 12 noon comes about, before lunch, you're drinking another liter. 3 p.m., 4 p.m. in the afternoon, another liter. And then before dinner, between 6 and 7 p.m. or so, another liter. So you're detoxing throughout the day. And the amount of water you're taking in at one time gives a greater weight and volume inside the body. So it has enough to really flush. You're putting a weight on your colon and so forth, and hydration at the same time. Now you can get a detox going. Some persons will drink Kangen water. They'll take like maybe an 8-ounce, cup of it, and they try to drink of it over the course of a few hours, and they'll drink a little bit later on and say, okay, this is healthy water, I should be better. Not realizing they're not drinking enough at a time,
Yeah.
So when you mentioned the amount of water we sent up, how many, I don't know, he sent a few liters up to you. So that may not have been enough at a time, and maybe you didn't drink as much at a time, So you can tell me, but 1 liter, I might drink because I've gotten accustomed to it. Yeah. So the amount you're taking in at a time. So I might double back around to Phil and have him send you some more, and then you'll drink it at a different rate. And then let's you and I talk, offline, and see how we can get a machine to you quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this stage, and forgive me if this comes across the wrong way, I mean it with good intent, but I've tried so many different modalities.
Right.
And then someone says, you should try water. And I'm like, what?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this is $5,000 that I'm not a wealthy man. I have savings, but it's a big chunk of that. And I'm looking to go to Bali and sit there for 12 months after this whole crazy world that we're living in just now, once things abate. And so I'm looking to
Yeah.
invest in this product to allow me to go off grid and really get stuck into the whole picture, a whole holistic approach with a really big boost from the Kangen machine. Yeah, look, I appreciate, I'm taking a lot of the call, and there's probably other people have questions.
It's valuable.
Too, so.
It's a valuable questions that you're asking, because when you ask questions to the questions, that fuels, it feeds everyone on the call. Everyone is learning more, you see? So it's not a waste of time. It's not too much time. It's valuable time, because we all learn more when you ask these questions, bring up things that we might not have thought to talk about. And the amount of water you have to drink at a time, is an important part. So it's fine. And then, like I said, let's see when you and I talk how we can help get a machine to you, because we have payment plans, and there's maybe ways we could do something with the plan and work together with you. So let's see what we can figure out. And then, the amount of water you're drinking. So one thing I teach as well is the levels of water. I'm not sure if my connection is holding up too well, but 8.5 pH is where everyone starts. Sometimes people jump into the 9.5 and they'll say, well, let me drink a 9.5 because that's the strongest water and I need a strong detox. Everyone starts at 8.5 because it's a mild detoxification. 9.0 is mid-range, 9.5 is the highest. You never want to overwhelm the body with a push on detoxification. It could be trying to push too much out of the body at one time and more than it can handle going out. People try to do that at the 9.5 pHs, always thinking they have a better water. Oh, I get the machine, I really need to get better. Let me drink the strongest thing you have. What they used to say to me, give me the high octane, water. No, it can overwhelm your body's detoxification. And instead of toxins leaving, they get jammed up and then kick back up to the bloodstream. So it's not effective. And what we have to
exactly
really
what we
teach
spoke of.
is that the body, because the water is not alkaline water, it's electrolyzed reduced water. It's an antioxidant water. So many people are thinking the body's alkaline. They have to make themselves super alkaline. They'll drink 9.5. And some people go further than that and they begin drinking the 11.5, which is not for drinking. And people have gotten very sick doing that. So we really had to, that's why the call was invented, because people just didn't know what the water was, how to drink it properly, the properties of it, and they were doing things that weren't helpful. So a person can actually be on 9.5 and not get better because their body is detoxing at too high of a rate and cannot eliminate the toxins to get an effective result by drinking the water, because the body can detox better at a slower rate. I highly recommend that with people who are highly toxic for various reasons, and particularly those people who are maybe carrying extra weight. So if obesity is an issue, they must stay at the 8.5 level, because there's a higher toxic level in the fatty cells of a person who's carrying extra weight. 9.5 would pull all of that to the colon at one time and you just could not get it through. It'll just kick back up to the bloodstream. They can actually get, sicker, right? So you have to do 8.5 so that the detoxification is at a rate that can be handled by the body. And now that'll be effective. And now you'll get the results. Yeah. So it's good questions. And Phil and I are going to work with you and see about we're getting you a machine and how we can work that out for you. We'll work with you to work something together with you. So
yeah, let's connect after the call. I appreciate that. One
my pleasure, Adam.
One other question.
Take your time.
An insight. I had someone mentioned months ago now bicarbonate soda. Now I know this is a myth, but I just wanted to run this by you and gather your thoughts. And this is how things like these smart waters and active waters and all that sort of junky stuff is created, I guess. But they told me that if I just added bicarbonate soda to a ratio of 8 glasses of water throughout the day, that is essentially drinking alkaline water. But it's not anyway the same, is it? Because it's not electrolyzed and it's basically manufactured alkaline water. But it doesn't have the same effect because it's not electrolysis, or because it's manufactured?
Well, good question. And it's a good detail for us to bring up in the call, because carbonated water is not antioxidant. Matter of fact, it's more oxidizing. It doesn't help your body remove toxicity. Maybe Dr. Singletary could speak to that with more detail that she might be aware of regarding it. But a lot of the other waters on the market, known as alkaline water, are not antioxidant. What happened is that Kangen water became famously known as alkaline water back in the early 2000s, 2003 to 2008. These Kangen water machines came out of Japan in 2003 into the US. And then from there, the Japanese company Innate networked and spread their headquarters throughout the world. The distributors somehow got the notion that the Kangen water being, so there are molecules in the water that have an alkaline pH to it. Because of that, the Kangen water became known as an alkaline water. But the hydroxide ions in Kangen are not necessarily responsible for the antioxidant effect. They are a measuring tool of the overall volume of antioxidant ions in the water at a time. So now I could say, 8.5 has this greater volume of antioxidant ions, which are not necessarily hydroxide ions. There are other types of elements. 9.0, that much more, 9.5, the highest, right? So not understanding that detail, that the alkalinity wasn't the detox, but was a measuring tool of the volume of detoxification of available, people called it alkaline water. That began to trend somewhere online 2003, 2008, 2009, and alkaline water became known as a healthy water. The rhetoric of alkaline water, your body's alkaline, followed suit. The water bottling manufacturers worldwide said, oh, alkaline water is being said to be healthy. We could do that. And they created mineralized alkaline water, not electrolyzed, reduced water. So they took alkaline minerals, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and they dumped them in water. Because now they're alkaline minerals, I put them in water, you'll read it on a measuring stick as alkaline. So they've achieved the goal of alkaline water. But they'll never tell you, and maybe they don't know either, well, someone has to know, that they're not the same as Kangen, right? So Kangen is an electrolyzed reduced water. In the bottle, you've got an alkaline, mineralized alkaline water. The minerals do not make the water antioxidant. The electrolysis process produces ions that make water antioxidant. So there's your difference. So if you're going to buy bottled water, and in America, what is it? Essentia, very popular as an alkaline water. Matter of fact, any of the companies that talk about alkaline water will market it as such. So you'll see on the bottle 8.5, 9.0, 9.5, alkaline water. They're using the rhetoric we used to explain Kangen machines. But any of the technicians and any of the headquarters all throughout the world of Menagic will always tell you it's about the antioxidants, not alkalinity. Yeah. So well, that's the thing. So when it comes to carbonated water, it's not antioxidant.
You gave me a live demonstration at one of your water, at one of the demonstrations, and I had seen multiple demonstrations of the ORP meter, and I had a fairly good understanding of what the meaning of the ORP was, and getting the positive number versus getting the negative number, and the positive number adding oxidative stress, and the negative number subtracting oxidative stress. But I was out of multiple demonstrations, I never saw anyone test Essentia until that one day and so I wondered, I was like, okay, they've tested, Deer Park, Poland Springs, I've seen all these brands all come through, but I hadn't seen anyone either online or live, test Essentia. And you brought that bottle of Essentia water came in and put the ORP meter in, and it went positive right away. I was like, whoa, okay. There really is a difference. And I know it's separation of charge and things like that, but the oxidative stress and being able to neutralize the reactive oxygen species that our bodies form through different processes, that was really amazing to me, because it was not in my biochemical education. They didn't teach us that. But
yeah, right.
I was really, really impressed by that. And if I may, Adam, I really believe that we can help you. And but you said a couple things. The one thing that you said that really speaks to me is that you feel like your cells were locked, and I feel the same thing. They've been through so much, and detoxification is no joke, whatever modality you're using, and you've been through multiple modalities over an extended period of time, so your cells are exhausted, in my opinion. And I really do believe that we can help you, and I would like the opportunity to be able to share a couple of things with you offline. Maybe we could do a 3-way Zoom or something. I don't know.
Sure. We can really get in there. Yeah.
I definitely have ideas for you, and they won't cost you 6 figures.
True. Yeah.
All
Thank
righty.
you for that. I
So
really
thank you so
appreciate that.
much.
It's certainly a community I'd like to step into.
You are welcome. You are at home. We got a place for you right here.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath. And I really think we have an understanding of where you are and how to get you unstuck. So I would really enjoy.
Can I ask one?
Take your time.
Sorry, it's a little delayed, but yeah, is it your belief and understanding that it's not necessarily the alkalinity of Kangen water and this buzzword that's being created in society on the back of the alkaline diet and the alkaline water, but rather the electrolysis element, the live water, that is in fact detoxing the cell, not
Absolutely.
the alkalinity.
Absolutely. The alkalinity has nothing to do with it at all.
Right.
Because
that's the penny drop.
Like in the chart I showed. Yeah. It just got misunderstood. And there's a lot of well-meaning people really touting that information because that's what they were taught. And it has gone so far that there are some health practitioners, even health centers, that base their information on the alkalinity. I mean, they've got whole, color charts and diagrams that talk about alkalinity. And I've engaged in conversation with some of them, and one of them said, well, that what you're saying is completely opposite of our entire practice at our health center, where everything's based on alkalinity. I said, it's well-meaning, but you were taught the wrong information. And the thing about it is many people are not biochemists, medical doctors, physicians, who have a basic sense of biochemistry. They understand the organs in the body. So when you say to a doctor, well, I'm drinking alkaline water because I understand my body is alkaline, I'll be healthy. And the doctor says, that's not how it works, and oftentimes we might negate their advice there because in other areas of natural approaches, they're not versed. So we'll say, oh, maybe they don't know about this. And we might, fluff it off. But in that case, they're accurate, and see, there's reasons why you could eat an orange or a pineapple, grapefruits, lemons and limes, in your tea and so forth, because your body doesn't look for and is not waiting for what pH you eat. You could eat alkaline foods, sure, but you could eat acidic foods, yes. your body converts all that into energy, and then it self-regulating. It uses energy as it sees fit. Yeah. So we have to really, change that understanding as much as possible. And it's become so, one of my favorite words, it's just well known all throughout the world these days. I know my signal's a little bit delayed. That we remind everyone twice a week on this call that it's not about the alkalinity. It's about the antioxidant effect. But every week it'll come back again. But I understand that there's 100 rotations of alkaline, and 1 or 2 rotations of me, Dr. Singletary, talking about it's antioxidant. So it's an uphill battle, but we'll stay on it, and hopefully it'll begin to pervade the entire Innate community and worldwide health centers. So antioxidant, not alkalinity. The alkalinity for us is only a measuring tool of the volume of antioxidants available. Yeah, hydroxide ions in and of themselves are not necessarily detoxing, right? Because there are hydroxide ions in the mineralized alkaline water, right? That doesn't mean it's antioxidant, right? So there are other elements involved, and we use the alkalinity as a measuring tool. It's a different way to arrive at alkalinity, and the reason and the outcome is different. So electricity with water creates a restructuring of the molecules that produces antioxidant ions. Minerals in water, it's a whole different thing. Yeah, one is antioxidant, one is not. Matter of fact, people end up with health problems doing too much alkaline water. And when I say alkaline water, I'm not talking about Kangen. I call Kangen electrolyzed reduced water. It's science name. Alkaline mineralized water, you can end up with elements of calcium or substances that can cause a buildup in your body. You can end up with calcium deposits. One can actually make the body too alkaline by overloading with alkaline minerals. And you can push the acidic organs into the alkaline range. And you can push the alkaline organs too far above their actual ranges, the actual pH range. And that could make it's called alkalosis. Yeah, alkalosis.
Well,
if the body is too
acidosis.
the opposite of acidosis. Yes. So we have to be really, really clear. Because the terms that are used in science are often not distinguishable. So it's easy to kind of misunderstand. Yeah, so it's not really intuitive a lot of times. A lot of things don't make intuitive sense. Honestly, if I was rewriting the science terms, I would make them intuitive so that you see them, hear them, and they make sense right away. I think some of them, because as I studied some of biochemistry to understand the Kangen water machines better, a lot of things the way things are explained are kind of backwards, So at the end of the day, like I can say electrolyzed reduced water, right? And someone will say, oh, do you mean electrolytes, right? So that's two different things. Terms are similar. Alkaline water, there's more than one way you can achieve that. Confusion, right? So we'll get to it. We'll keep hammering it out. We want people to understand what it is, how to use it properly, and to get what they need out of the Kangen water machines as electrolyzed reduced water systems. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Adam. And I do look forward to Mr. Hope and I being able to really help you build that foundation and get your body unstuck.
There it is.
I too. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, Adam. Good to see you in person.
All righty. So, Mr. Hope.
Mademoiselle.
I would do my final screen share and tell everyone that we appreciate so much that you joined us today. And you actually gave most of my Wednesday talk. On Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about fluid compartments and buffering systems.
Wow.
So
nice.
you've You've pushed me to go just a little beyond the basics. And,
Sorry.
no, I don't mind at all. But I welcome everyone for joining us Wednesday. Now I have to, this slide is now out of date, right? So Wednesday we'll be here on Kangen Water Radio Zoom. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll have to redo this slide, but ignoring the Wednesdays, we will be back here on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, same Kangen Water Radio time, same Kangen Water Radio
Same
Zoom.
Kangen Water Radio channel.
But in the meantime, if you do have questions, you can call or text us at area code 866-526-4368.
In the USA.
That's US toll free. Do you want to do this?
No, please.
Okay. US toll free 866-526-4368. You can also email us at kwnation7@gmail.com. It's kwnation, the number 7@gmail.com. And we do encourage you to go to the replay on YouTube. It will be up a little later today. I have a little processing to do. But if you go to YouTube and search Kangen Water Radio, look for all of the resources in the description box. So we will be here on Wednesday for fluid compartments and buffering systems. And on Saturday, I'll be talking about leaky gut syndrome. So a little bit to look forward to. Mr. Hope.
Yes, indeed. And as well, thank you all for joining us worldwide, city to city, nation to nation, here in our Kangen Water Nation, Kangen Water Radio program with me, Terrence Hope, and Dr. Lisa Singletary, MD. Once again, if you're overseas, you can contact us over during the week and in between calls at through our UK phone line at +44 800-086-9793. That's for the UK and EU. Even Africa, you can use that in Dubai. That's +44 800-086-9793. That's 800-086-9793. And I sure do wish I knew my Dubai phone number by heart. That one is something different, but contact us. We'll take your questions. And happy to help everyone. Thank you all. I see persons on from Africa, Nigeria. I see the UK is online. Preferably the Dubai is with us as well. India, I see a representation. And we look forward to seeing you all again here on the Kangen Water Health and Information Call. See you all again soon. All the best. Cheers.